But to fill you guys in, last week we didn't have a show because I was in Austin, Texas, attending the Austin Classic Games Expo, and I'm sure some of you are wondering how I did with the Sonic the Hedgehog speedruns that I'd been practicing for about a month prior. Turns out, I didn't win. Some of you might remember I was practicing the entire game on this stream on our non-stream days, and when I got there, they only were doing Green Hill Zone. They did the first zone, they did the first 3 stages. They didn't want me to run the entire game, so I got there, and I'm already a little bit pissed off because I'm like, hey, what the fuck, you guys? I practiced the entire game for nothing, and now we're just gonna do the first 3 stages. Okay, I can do that. And then I sit down to log my time, and the fucking controller's broken. Like, I'm not saying it's broken because I rage quit and I'm a scrub lord at it. No, the controller was legitimately and literally broken. There was no down on the controller, so I couldn't roll. I couldn't. There's no spin dash in Sonic 1, but I couldn't roll, which is kind of important because you move faster when you roll. You can also break through a couple of walls on Green Hill Act 2 and 3, which means I couldn't do that. So I had to mentally adjust my routes on the fly, and I still logged a pretty good time. When I showed up and logged my time, I was still the fastest time that had been logged at that point. I don't know out of how many people, but the guy informed me I was the new #1, so I was like, and so I guess sometime afterwards somebody else came in and got a faster time. I don't even know how I placed because they didn't post any of the times. They just notified the winners, and I wasn't the winner because I never got a notification. So there's no telling. I could have got, it could have been second, and if it was second place, then I'd just phase out of existence because I'd be so salty about it. They also had a thing set up to get the highest score in Pac-Man on the Atari 7800, and the controller, the joystick they had for Pac-Man, it was well loved. All of the directions worked, but you couldn't you couldn't really, like, Pac-Man's all about juking out and psyching out the ghosts, right? So that you can get them closer to the power pellets, or you can get them away from where you need to go. So when you're munching dots, if you're heading to the right and you kind of flick left and then flick right back really quickly, you can mess with the ghost AI and get them to take a turn away from you, so you can continue going about your merry way. Well, this controller was so used that when I flick left and right, sometimes I would have to flick it so hard to the left that it wouldn't register when I go back to the right, and I would just start going the other direction. Or I would flick left and right, and it wouldn't register the left, and I would just keep going right, and I would fucking die. So I didn't I didn't even log a score in Pac-Man because I got so fed up with it. But anyways, that's the story of how my trip went. Oh, I got to meet, speaking of Pac-Man, I got to meet Billy Mitchell, and I got some of his fucking hot sauce, which we'll be unboxing. This is next week. I'm gonna get some tacos to put some hot sauce on that.